Put your phones on Do Not Disturb. I did the same with mine. Did I? Yes. What's going on, guys? Can you hear me?
Business. I love coming to the office and plan on being here as much as I can. So I'd love an opportunity to meet you all in person and see what we can do to help each other and most importantly, your homeowners. So awesome. Yes,
As you're
sir.
talking about the home title protection, could you expand on that a little bit? So.
Yes,
folks
sir.
May not know that.
Yeah, so with our 650 plan, the home title protection is kind of just like a background scanner that's making sure that any of the properties, including the one that on the transaction they're about to do, aren't being taken advantage and being relisted in a scam. So it's a huge hit for people that have multiple properties, especially like lake properties, Ozarks and stuff, because a lot of people's homes are getting put up on the market even though they're not selling. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
So, any questions? Awesome. Thank you so much for having me.
You're the best. Thank you. You hear me, Nick?
Yes, sir. Can you hear me?
I can't hear you. That's not good.
Uh-oh. Hold on. Am I muted? Hello, hello. I'm hearing you loud and clear. Hello, hello. Can you guys hear me now?
I thought I heard something, turn it on.
Can you guys hear me now?
You hear me?
Yes. Yes, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
Maybe his
Oh.
mic's off.
Okay.
You got a hammer?
Hello, hello. Hello, hello. It's good on my end. I can hear you and I'm talking to you.
Still can't hear you, Nick.
I know.
Same system one. Select the speakers, same as system.
I did.
No, under that.
Under down, low.
I'm going to keep talking until you guys can hear me. I'm going to keep talking until you guys hear me. Hello, hello. Come on, guys. Let's get it going.
That
little black note there.
Did it work? Did it go? Did it work?
He's lying because the slips are moving.
How about now? There you go.
You got it? You got it? You got it? We're good. Yay. All right. Technology works. Guys, hey, it is so good to see you. So this is a 3-part series, remember? John, this is a 3-part series. I heard a rumor that I might actually drive down or my car might drive itself down and come see you guys for the 3rd part. Because I have not seen your new place yet and I'm bored. I want to come down and hang out. So I think for the 3rd one, I might actually just come down and show up. So, but for round 2, for today, you get me virtually again. It's good to be with you guys. Appreciate you. Wanted to give you an update on 2 things with the letter R, RPR and residuals. Both have had some updates, right? RPR, Realtors Property Resources, had a lot of updates in it since the last time we talked. So I wanted to give you guys a deep dive into what's going on with RPR. How many of you guys in the room are, and you guys are, this is being recorded, by the way, both by me, and then I'm assuming by you guys as well. So you'll get the recording of this after, so we can replay it. Are you guys planning on first of all, how many of you guys are using RPR mobile right now?
I don't see one, a half a hand.
I don't see any hands up. Okay. When we are out in the streets, guys, you know, we are new to a lot of clients. Think of it this way. When you're meeting people for the first time and you're now having to, I call it sing for our supper, when we're out there having to do these buyer agency agreements and, you know, explain why we have, you know, value to people, you want to have the most information in front of you about what? The schools, the neighborhood, the entire property, everything you can possible, so you look like an expert on the area. And you guys, your office is kind of like our office, where like they're spread out, there's different areas, there's different regions, neighborhoods. You know, we go across borders in terms of cross states. I think you guys are now, don't you guys go across the border statewise too?
No.
But no, okay. But a couple MLSs, there's just a lot of data. There's a lot of data out there that it's hard to put it all together. Well, RPR, Realtors Property Resource, makes this so much easier for you guys. And if you would just download it to your mobile phone and start to play around with it a little bit, and then create some content around it, you are going to become the local expert. And that's where the money starts coming in. So let me show you some new things with RPR, Realtors Property Resource. So you guys are stuck with me for a full hour. I want to talk most of that time about RPR. I do want to talk about residuals as well. I want to hit on some key points, but basically how residuals this past year has saved my world. But we'll get into that later. Let's get into the good stuff, the money stuff right now. Can you guys see my screen if I'm going to share it? 1, 2, 3. Good?
Yeah.
All right. You should see, yeah, the exit. We'll get into the exit resource center at some point. But there is my friend RPR, Realtors Property Resource. This should look hopefully familiar to you. Maybe not the map of Chicago, but it is the RPR interface. So if you go to NARRPR.com, or you just go, there's probably a login through your MLS as well. And there's also, again, the RPR mobile app. This is where it gets really amazing, is if you download the RPR mobile app, do it now on your phone. I hate when people tell you, oh, play on your phone during my presentation, but please actually go download on your phone right now. The RPR mobile app is going to make you look like a rock star. And both the laptop, desktop, and the mobile interface all basically work the same way. What I want to show you today that's new and different, so because some of you guys, I think we've talked before, there's some new features to this. So let's go into, first of all, research, residential market trends. And I'm just going to play in my home area for a second because it's easy for me. But I want to show you what now the AI is doing. It is ridiculous. Ridiculous the amount of content that you can create. So in any neighborhood, you could do a zip code, you do a neighborhood, you do a city, you want market stats, you want to learn about, you want to become the specialist in your area. So I'm in 60657 Wrigley Field, right? That's where I live. I can create all different kinds of content. Look at all the content that now this is creating. The last time I showed this to you guys, it had like 2 or 3 things it could do. Now it can create a video script, a PowerPoint presentation, a social media card, a market trends article, a social video with your brand and your highlights. Literally all about you, branded to you for free. My favorite price, free 99. So let's play around with this for a little bit. Let me show you this. Okay, how's the market? Market intel. Generate video. Click, click, click. What did you post today to remind people that you're A, in the business, and B, that you know what you're doing? And while it's processing, let's watch. Well, I mean, it's that quick. Quick, easy. I didn't do anything. Nice. Market stats. One and done. You know, who knew the market stats last month? I didn't. Now you do. Boom. There you go. Little just regular clips. Now, how do you implement this in your business? What you do is you put this on a calendar. You put this on a calendar so that you've got a reminder to yourself, a prompt to actually go out and do this. Because it's one thing to say, okay, Nick showed me that, or John and Jen said to do this. But if you put it in a calendar invite to yourself, so I literally have a calendar invite. Let me, don't look at this messy calendar, but you can a little bit. I literally have these daily prompts to myself, and one of them is a content calendar. So make a prompt to yourself to go do whatever type of, do you want it to be a video content? Do you want it to be, look at all the different things it can do for you. So again, it's got PowerPoints, video scripts, social media cards, market trends articles. What type of content do you want to put out there today? When was the last time you reminded people you are a hyper local expert focused on the statistics in the market? Here they are. All the statistics are right there, and you've got them at the palm of your hand through RPR. I mean, it's just mind blowing to me how much data we have right in front of us that make us look like rock stars without doing anything. This is AI, guys. This is so easy. How quickly could you just literally press 3 buttons and then download that and send it on to your database? Put it out in your social media. What do you guys think about that?
Pretty cool.
Like, easy baseline of, guys, we got to do this stuff. So that's just one new thing, is that those pieces of information out there are ridiculously easy to go in and find. Just literally go in under go to RPR, narrpr.com, and you can be doing these things on the fly. You can do them in the car, you can do them, wherever you're at. Now, some of you guys, may be interested in maybe doing some commercial. Anybody interested in commercial? If you're interested in commercial, literally commercial, there's a ton of commercial information right in here. You can do commercial pieces as well. They've got trade area reports. Just go in and play with this for a little bit, and you will see a huge amount of information. But really what I want to also talk to you guys about today is creating more value for buyers. When you're out there in the market and you're trying to, get more people to work with you, I think the more information you put out there about the community, what's going on in the community, what are the statistics about the community, what's going on with the schools, what's going on with the neighborhoods, the more data you put out there, the more rich data you put out there, the better of an expert you look like. And this has been proven all over America with SEO, search engine optimization. So go into, for example, a school search. So maybe name a school. Let's do a school district by you guys. So give me a zip code.
63052.
63052. Are the schools good in Imperial, Missouri?
Exactly, yeah.
And so you would select a school district. And this is the type of thing for when you're getting ready for an open house. What data do you have for your open house? This is the type of stuff that wins over not only buyers, but also sellers. When you're doing an open house and you can roll in here with all this rich data about the listing, you're selling yourself, not only selling the property, you're selling yourself to the other people in the neighborhood that are like, wow, that person came so prepared. That realtor was so prepared for that open house. I want to use them as my realtor as well. Because you can literally go in here and with 2 clicks of a button, you create a report. It's called a school template. I mean, they're asking you like nothing. And then you pop out these beautiful reports on Look at this. Everything about the school. School rankings, everything about it. And all of this is shareable. So what do you do with this? These are now what they call dynamic links. These dynamic links are very special because the data in them is ongoing. So in other words, like what's in there today, if the data changes, that dynamic link, it changes with it ongoing. So it's a permanent link that you could use. So you could start actually building out like literally websites and data series of what's going on in the school district or what's going on in the neighborhood, because all of this different data now with these dynamic reports, it's all live data that's being fed into this. So I want to show you another thing. I know I'm going on in a couple different directions here, but there's just so much to show you. So let's click on market activity. Give me a zip code again.
63010.
What was that?
3010.
63010. 63010. Arnold, Missouri. All right. And here comes up all this rich data. And what would you do with this rich data? So one of the suggestions I have for everybody is get a screen share platform. There's one called Dubb, D-U-B-B. It's on my little coaching platform. It's a free thing. D-U-B-B. If you go to coachwithprojectx.com, I got a free hookup for you for Dubb. And Dubb is super easy to use because Dubb will allow you to do a screen record of all this information. So what you do is you could literally walk people through the data and have either your face or not. Maybe you don't like the camera, but you could be talking people through the report and you could post that to your social media. So there's all different ways to start to become more of an expert in your marketplace. The question is, how do you do it? Well, here's all the data. How often do you do it? I would say once a week. Once a week. If you post this information once a week, this could be a huge asset to you. A huge asset to you. If you post this once a week, different data through RPR, this will be massive for your business. So I would love to actually open up for questions as far as RPR and see what you guys would like to learn a little bit more with it.
So how did you get to the AI version to create the videos and all the information through AI? One of the agents was having a difficult time trying to find it and locate it.
The AI version of it. So when you go in under research and then residential market trends, you just type in whatever neighborhood or zip code you want. So 60657 or what? Give me a different zip code.
3129.
What was that?
63129.
I'm sorry, you broke up. One more time.
63129.
63129. Okay. St. Louis.
Yes.
So this is so St. Louis Metro. So if you just click on create report, that's probably where you went wrong. You want to click create script, and that's where it gives you all this cool AI stuff. Does that answer your question? And then also click on media library. This is nuts. Watch this.
I don't have a.
They're not seeing that in their version. Is there a different version of RPR?
Probably because he's already created that.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, what'd you say?
There's no creation in their media version. Is it saved to their media version?
Does it save to their media version? So it's downloadable. I guess I'm not understanding the question.
We have to create this because we don't have anything in this script writer.
AI, I would assume.
Yeah.
I think
When they went to the media, there was nothing in there, but they have to create it first, right?
Yes, they have to create it first. So when it says generate content, so your AI, so first of all, if you click on like social media card, then it's going to ask you just for some basic information. And then pick your background. So here I am, look, I'm in St. Louis. This is hilarious because I'm not really in St. Louis, but it's giving me the option to do it based on the prompts. And guys, here we go. Look at this. So I can download it.
Can you email me that by chance?
Can I email that to you? Yes, absolutely. And I can look at this. I can share it right now. See where there's the share button? Download, and it even has a QR code, which I wouldn't use the QR code, but you can download it right there.
Sweet. I just realized it's in there, with it on there.
What? So let me go ahead and you saw that one. And then literally shareable instantly. So think about the different content you could create based on, okay, there's school reports. Let's look at all the different reports. There's market trends. There's a school search. I mean, there's just tons of different reports out there that you can make and talk about. But just the raw data, it's just ridiculous. The amount of opportunities you have to just prompt you. You really just got to set calendar invites to yourself or a prompt in your calendar to be like, hey, this is the moment I'm going to take 10 minutes to go in RPR, download this, and it's all just create script and then share. But you got to create the script first. And then you can select, again, different tones, different audiences. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Any other question? So let's do a social video. So this is another fun one. So you can choose a video template. And I would say maybe like Market Buzz. Let's start with that one. I mean, you're doing nothing. You're just pressing a couple buttons. And this is all free. Can you guys still see the screen?
Yes.
It does take a minute. They're wondering why all our utility bills are going to be going up. It's going to be all this AI stuff. All right, so here we go. 17 seconds. Let's go ahead and play this. All right, not my favorite, but still information. So what do you want to send out to people today? What have you done today to let your database know that you know what you're talking about, that you are good at what you do? that you're actually engaged in the business. Go and look right now on any realtor's social media. How many realtors are actually giving out decent data, decent information, something informative that tells the consumer something that's going on in the market versus like, hey, I'm showing another house today. It's snowing out. We know it's snowing, dum dum. You know, give us some value, give us some knowledge, earn that 2, 3, 4%. You know, whatever your commission rate is. This is how you get higher buyer agency agreements. This is how you get. I'm charging more, guys. I got to tell you, after that lawsuit, I'm charging more. I'm charging more because my knowledge base, quite frankly, has gone up. The AI has made me better. This data has gotten better. I'm able to pull numbers and information in areas that I don't even service. For example, I'm in St. Louis right now with data that I shouldn't even be in. I'm not going to come and sell in your market. That's your guys' job. But we all have, and how fascinating is it to have data on everybody's market? This should be so exciting to you to also create opportunities for referrals. This should be able to actually maybe have you charge a higher referral fee when you pass on a referral to someone else to say, hey, I've done some base, groundwork on this person or on this property. They already know a little bit about what it's worth because I've run some comps for them. Well, you're not in my market. Well, I've used RPR and I got them this far. So now my fee is 30%. Think about that. Lots of different opportunities to really work what you pay for with your National Association of Realtors dues with RPR. What else, guys, do you want to dive into with RPR? Because I mean, I can go on all day with RPR. I love it.
Nick, is there somewhere on your site there with step-by-step instructions on how to get to all of these different reports?
So on their site on RPR, they have a good number of modules. So I am a certified trainer in RPR. That's why John and Jen invested in me to come talk to you. But they do have a really good, what I call a knowledge database under the learn button. I have sent my agents in my office that kind of like they get tired of listening to me. I mean, if you guys are already bored with me, trust me, they're really bored with me at Chicago. They've been hearing me for 17 years. But they, it's like, okay, well, go watch this module if you want to learn in the middle of the night. They're really good modules under the learn tab. I will tell you, if you just play with it a little bit, carve an hour out. But they also have some really good upcoming webinars through RPR. So actually, let me show you more ways to learn. I kicked myself out of the site. So look at all these upcoming webinars they've got. So there's something going on almost every day. And actually, I'm going to send this to you guys in the chat. So it's blog.narrpr.com/learning. But I'm going to send it to you in the chat as well. They've got a decent support team. I wouldn't say that they're like, Wise Agents, my CRM, and they answer almost 24 hours a day and they'll fix my spreadsheets and do nerdy stuff for me. They're not that great at RPR as far as like helping you, but these webinars really walk you through a lot of information. For those of you guys that are interested in prospecting, they've got really good information for prospecting. I would say the best features of it, though, really for me, come when I'm on the fly, when I'm mobile, when I'm out in my car, and quite frankly, John and Jen know me well, when I'm not prepared. And I'm like, oh crap, I'm in a neighborhood that like I don't really know everything about, or I'm late and I didn't get a chance to like, review what I'd like to do for as far as like with a buyer. I normally like to like maybe run comps in advance. All of this is now on your phone. If you just would use RPR, There's sometimes I'll just sit there and I'll get there ahead of time. If I am early to an appointment, I'll sit there and I'll pull up the information on the property just to know the history of the property. It increases your value when you look like an expert and you've got it right in the palm of your hand. Don't overcomplicate things. Have this bookmarked in your phone. Have it right up, should be one of your primary things in your phone, along with your Exit Realty Connect app. I'm going to harp on that in a little bit too, because you have me for a full hour. But please go into and play with and I've not even taken some of the newest modules that came out over in December, because I was dealing with some family stuff. So some of this new, the AI CMA, I haven't taken that course yet. So there's a couple new ones that came out in the last, I'd say 30 days that I've not even taken. So, and for those of you that want to, I say dabble, you can do commercial. John, I don't know how you feel about that, like telling them they can do commercial, but I tell my agents, you can absolutely do commercial, or you can at least have the conversation and feel confident about passing it off, because you've got all the rich data about commercial real estate right in here. You don't need to pay for CoStar and LoopNet to have information on what's going on in the commercial market, because you've got most of that data sitting right in RPR. John, do you mind if I do a little commercial talk for a second?
Absolutely. We encourage our agents to learn as much as they can.
Oh, good, because I actually got yelled at by, I won't mention the office name, but I got yelled at by somebody that's like, I don't tell my agents they can do commercial. Why would you do that? That's reckless. I'm like, no, it's not reckless at all. I think that to me, a balanced agent, I'm not telling my agents go out and sell farms and veterinary clinics and whatever else because, you know everything. No, you may need to pass it off at some point, but be open to a conversation that you can do commercial, or at least start it off and then maybe pass it on to John or to somebody else in the office that has more commercial experience. But I'm open to all areas of work because of RPR. Truly because of RPR. I'm actually confident in even having conversations outside of, and I'm gonna do something this is not I don't want to put this. I'm not trying to tell you can't sell in real estate or give CMAs in areas that you're not licensed by any means. But I have friends that they're like, what do you think of this property, in Pennsylvania? And I'm like, well, now I'm not licensed in Pennsylvania, but let me take a look in RPR and I can tell you some more data on it. And then I'm going to find you a local agent that will give you even more data. And by the way, I'm going to jack my referral fee up because I just did some of that agent's work. So did you catch that? I'm jacking my referral fees up because of RPR, because I've done some of their work for them. I'm coming in with a buyer or a seller that has half the job done. So my referral fees have gone up. I've become more expensive the last year and a half. So I got my new truck. Got more expensive. Got a little smarter. I didn't get smarter. The technology got smarter. So you guys got smarter. By default, we all got smarter because thankfully NAR did one thing right. They kept investing in RPR. I was a little nervous for a while. I thought they were going to turn off the spigot because this is a lot of money they pour into this product. But let me show you some commercial cool stuff. Okay, so if you go into home, so let's go back to the top. And by the way, when you're beginning, and John and Jen can make fun of me about this, like this is an old headshot. I do finally have a new headshot. My headshot was only 5 years old, but people were ragging on me. I don't know where this came out of, that like my headshot was 10 years old. It's only 5 years old. But I have a new headshot finally that I need to upload today. Go in and mess with your profile. I thought for some reason, John, that you guys were doing stuff over the state line a little bit. In our market, we're now in multiple MLSs. We're in 2 states. We're about to be in 3 states. We're just kind of growing everywhere. If, regardless of that, do go in and look at your profile and change anything out that you want to, like get your headshot in there, get your logo in there, because other than that, everything's already branded. It's literally, they make it so easy. If you are starting to do a little bit of commercial. They can put in your Crexy ID, which is nice. They've got some other commercial data pulls that they can put in there. If you've got designations, add your designations in there. Okay. And definitely subscribe to their updates because they are constantly updating the product. It is, quite frankly, at this point, it's like almost overwhelming to me how much they update it, which was great though. I'm like, please keep updating because it just keeps getting better and better. I used to talk about a much different CMA product. I'm this close to saying only use RPR. There's still another CMA product I use internally sometimes, but RPR is just really, their CMAs are just getting amazing. Let's get into the commercial component though. So we go click on the home button, and this is where everybody kind of like falls off. They're like, oh wait, there's this toggle. All you do is go like this. Commercial. And now you're in commercial. And what that does for you is that pulls up all this other information that we normally don't have access to. So you're looking at, for example, let me show you, hold on, stuff for sale. Just weird stuff. Like there's a mixed-use building. The fun thing about this is when you click on the research button, click on commercial trade areas and commercial map insights. There's a bunch of raw data that you can pull up and you can start talking commercial, like traffic counts, stuff like that, that normally you're like, well, I don't know how to do all that. This is actually also for somebody that you're working with an entrepreneur on the residential side, and maybe like they're a dentist or they're a doctor and they want to start a business, or maybe they want to start their practice in a neighborhood. All this information is also very good for them as well on the residential side. So look at all this different information you've got. So lots of different things to play with. And then again, create report, create script. So here we go again. Create these scripts. Look at these detailed reports you can do. So here's another round of, guess what? AI making all kinds of cool stuff. So watch this. This is now on the commercial side. I need to show this actually, now that I'm thinking this, to one of my commercial agents that doesn't really love social media and doesn't have a lot of stuff to say otherwise. I'm like, oh, look at this. So just little quick blips. And again, you can play with it and make it whatever you want. But then if you want the real nerd data, click on create reports. And here's trade area reports. This is where if I have somebody that says, oh, Nick, I want to go look at a commercial space. And I'm like, well, I'm kind of mostly a residential agent. This is where you still show your worth, even if you have to pass it off later to a more of a commercial seasoned agent in your office. You can still have an introductory conversation with someone about an area or a building. And this is the thing. You can do this for a zip code. You can do this for a neighborhood. You can do it for a specific building. So all of these things that I'm pulling up. So this is a trade area report. So this is for a neighborhood. So look, I can share this. Here's a dynamic link. So for example, let's go ahead right now and share it to social, right? Guys, look at how easy this is. I can literally share this sucker right now to social. Now, I don't love the way some of these integrations work. Like I'm not even sure if it's going to log into my Twitter the right way. Let's see. Twitter X, whatever we're calling it today. Close your eyes. Don't look at my passwords.
Oh,
There's nothing fun there, guys. You know, you won't get far with my debit cards or credit cards. um, it's just someone's trying. So this is what I don't like. So when you press the share button through them, it doesn't always look the way I'd want it to. So it's like sending a PDF. Like I don't want a link to a PDF. I'd want a video content piece or I'd want a picture. So I'd probably do what I'd used before. Go to coachwithprojectx.com, go to my website and get the Dub app, or it's just a Dub feature. And then you can do a screen record and you could talk about it. But if you want to be super quick and easy, yes, you could just click a link. I do want to show you, I think on Facebook, it does it a little bit better. And on LinkedIn, it does it pretty decent. So if you just want to have something real quick and meaty to say, let's see how it looks on Facebook. Yeah. Trade area report for here's what's going on in the commercial market in Lakeview at the moment. Obviously, you could say something a lot more intelligent than that, but there it is. And that's an interactive link. There we go. Who knows what I'll get out of that? But you would be shocked when something's going on and, you know, when you don't say anything, that's when they go to someone else. When you do say something, that's when you get the weirdest things ever in your inbox. And again, you can share them natively through the app. By the way, this is a great thing to do when you're bored on your phone. You're at a doctor's appointment, the doctor's late. Go play on RPR for a second and go post something to one of your socials. You never know what you're going to get out of it. You know, I don't want to just say spray and pray, which is what I used to call with postcards. You do spray and pray. You don't do that. But, you know, you do want to get out there more. I don't think any of us have really, I've fallen off the wagon in terms of social media and talking about real estate. I really this year, and this is kind of giving us for our last 15 minutes the transition into, I want to talk to you guys about Exit Realty Residuals and what they've done for me and about the strength and value of this company. But you know, this is something that I've had the last 18 months, I've had a rough go of it. And personally, just due to some family stuff. And I really leaned in at moments to AI, to RPR, to RoomView, one of my vendors that I work with, to use this easy stuff to keep the machine going. That people were like, oh my gosh, he's always on his A game. He's always talking about real estate. No, I wasn't. You know, I was literally dealing with some family stuff. So I think this is a nice transition. John, I've got until 12:15, right? Yeah, I'm good. Good for time. Haven't tuned anybody out. Okay. So I'm going to stop my screen share for a second. So that was our RPR piece. Hope that was valuable to you guys. Honestly, just download RPR mobile and get on a couple of their modules. It's a lot more fun than listening to me, but it is a part of your National Association of Realtors dues that it's almost criminal that we don't use it. Less than 1% of realtors regularly log into it. Exit Realty has the #1 engagement of all the real estate brands, and I'm very proud of that. Exit Realty is the #1 engagement of all the real estate brands with RPR. And we think that's a lot of Annette and maybe a little me, but Annette's been harping on it for years, and there's a reason why I'm so passionate about it. I'd encourage actually, John, maybe one of your agents wants to become an RPR certified trainer in your market. That would be huge for recruiting. And that brings me to my next piece, which let's talk about exit. You know, this has been a garbage market, at least in my market. It has been an absolutely terrible time to be a realtor the last 12 to 18 months. I don't know about you guys, but it has been a really rough time in our market. So, is John in the room?
I am.
Okay, good. I can't see. It keeps zooming in, but it's not on you. I'm like, I want to see John. Um, this has been a really tough time in the market. And a lot of my agents, they got initially discouraged, but we really came together as a group and we're like, it's not us. Look at the market, it's everybody. This is terrible. This is awful. The interest rates are terrible. It's a hard time to buy. I don't care what side of the political fence you're on, everything is on fire and nobody's happy. It's just that the world is angry right now. And it's an expensive, angry place to be. And in real estate, we kind of got the worst of everything because we're sitting here like our livelihood depends on what? Commissions, people moving, and nobody wants to move. So everybody's mad. And as I look at it and I look out on the landscape of real estate, we at Exit are in, believe it or not, one of the best places out there. And I spend a lot of time at night looking at what else is out there. I'm one of these people that I had a really rough upbringing. I should say really rough, but some crazy stuff go on as a kid, as far as like economics and, dad not making the money and being out of jobs and owing people money. And so I always was kind of like a scavenger as a kid. Like I was always looking like, what's going to go wrong next or what's going to happen. So I'm always looking for like the exit, the exit story. What's my exit strategy? What could go wrong? What's wrong here? What can I do better? Because I'm always just looking for the shoe to drop because that's unfortunately how the things happened when I was a kid. And so in this market, and John and Jen, I think, John was in this market when 2008, 9, and 10 came around. Exit is one of these companies that is, I think, so well positioned for this awful climate that we're in. So I would encourage all of you in the 12 minutes I have left with you, I'm going to harp on a couple things with you. This is a relationship business, and I hope most of you, and I think most of you, because I've talked to some of you, I've been, at convention with a few of you. You guys are relationship-based agents like I am, and like my agents are, but we think about relationships in terms of our clients. We don't think about relationships in terms of other agents. I want to try to implore to you today that it's a relationship based business for agents as well. And what I mean by that is I want you to start building out relationships with the agents the same way that I coach you, and I think John and Jen and the team coach you there about building relationships with the consumer. So you guys do Buffini, right? Some of you?
Yeah, we have a handful of people that do it pretty regularly.
Okay, so I'm certified trainer in Buffini. I'm also core Rita Casey, Kendra Cook. I'm a graduate of the top level 3 of core training. And what they teach you there, you got to know everybody's birthday, you got to know everybody's housing anniversary, you got to know everybody's like, what their dog's name is, what their cat's name is, what's going on with grandma and grandpa, what's going on with the kids. It's a relationship business. And what we do as agents, I think, is we put our, we hopefully are celebrating our VIP clients, past clients' birthdays and their housing anniversaries and things like that. That we're celebrating their wins and mourning their losses and helping them out when things are not great. But we're not doing that in the realtor community. We stay in our bubble. It's feast or famine. I'm over here. I'm not helping anybody else out. And I want you to change that narrative. And I want you to change your database the way that I have. The way that I run my database now is I have a agent database as well as a consumer database. What I mean by that is I have the same information on realtors that I have on consumers. And what do I mean by that? I am going to go ahead and share my screen again. And this is being recorded. But I'm going to go into LinkedIn. LinkedIn is your best friend. If we're not already friends on Instagram, add me on Instagram because that's where I'm most active. But LinkedIn is where the rich data is, guys. LinkedIn is where all the secret sauce is. And I know that not everyone's on LinkedIn, but the vast majority of people at one point or another put a profile up. And as realtors, this is both for realtors and consumers. And I know I've talked to you guys about LinkedIn before, but I want to talk to you today about LinkedIn as and your database for prospecting realtors. Because realtors right now, if you would help this company grow, this magic company grow, and the way you do that is not by harping on them about joining Exit. You create value. You invite them to, maybe John's going to have another, RPR training. Maybe I come down there and maybe my car drives itself halfway there and I come down and train you guys on RPR again. And we have it as a recruiting set. I call it agent attraction event. You guys plus some guests and we talk about RPR together. And then you guys can be co-trainers on RPR in the future. Things like that. But what I want to stress to you today is the magic of this company. You are only as good as your last sale at most any real estate company. Even if you start your own real estate company, you are only as good as your last sale. But there's something magic about this company, and it's not profit share. It's not multi-level. It's one level. It's the simplest thing ever. Based on the insurance. It's based on the insurance industry. Single level residuals. I swear by them because literally it has saved. I say, it's life game changing, life changing. I think it saved my life to be at this company. And it truly in the last 18 months, when I came to this company in 2008, I was almost bankrupt. And this company basically helped me get back on the path to financial stability, eventually helped me buy this condo that I'm still in. I got into real estate investing and flipping. When flipping, I overextended myself flipping. Residuals helped me out of it. And then I started banking my residuals and put them away for a rainy day. And I was going to buy a building smartly like John and Jen. Well, instead of that, what happened? My mom and stepdad got sick. And so for the last 18 months, money started going in that direction. Time started going that direction. You know what saved me and saved a lot of things? The residuals started going in that direction. So Exit Realty Residuals can truly help you change your life. But if you're not building relationships with agents, and I have this all the time, number one, realtors don't have a profile on their LinkedIn. I don't have a LinkedIn profile. I'm not looking for a job. Shut up. Go out and get on LinkedIn. It's funny that I'm sitting here scrolling LinkedIn. My best friend used to work for LinkedIn. His name is Taylor Meadows. Some of you guys, if you're on my Instagram, you've seen him before. Taylor used to work for LinkedIn. He now works for Glassdoor and Indeed, but he's the one that got me onto LinkedIn. And he actually he used to live in Chicago, now he lives in LA, but he co-trained our agents along with Tammy Bennell on LinkedIn one time magically back in I think 2017. But he's long left LinkedIn. But he told me, he's like, LinkedIn's going to be the Facebook for social media for careers. They're making it fun. And what I mean by that is if you go on anyone on LinkedIn and you've connected with them, you got their contact information. So I'm sitting here clicking right now. Guess what? Obviously, I know when my best friend's birthday is, but now if you were connected to them, you would too. Wouldn't you like to know that top producing agent's birthday in your town that you're trying to maybe attract over to Exit that's having a rough year at their current company? How do you do that? Certainly not by just shoving it down their throat that, we've got residuals. That's not the story always. Sometimes just building a personal relationship and then finding out what they need. But you start with some data. And that data includes email address, cell phone number. Some of that, you can pull up off the MLS. Start acting as if there's a farming area for realtors the same way that you farm a neighborhood or should be farming a neighborhood. You should be treating realtors the same way you do your past clients. Love on a realtor database the same way you love on your agent or your consumer database. And here's what you'll end up with. I'm going to go to our lovely Exit Resource Center for a second. And I hope everyone in the room has downloaded the Exit Realty Connect app to their phone. If you have not, shame on you. Please do it right now. So I've asked you now to get your phone out twice today. Get your phone out and download the Exit Realty Connect app if you have not already. It's a beautiful app. Exit actually scares me sometimes. I'm like, I thought, the economy's terrible. Like there's not enough transactions out there to feed everybody. Why are you spending more money? And now they're throwing more money into, like, they're getting more. The websites are going to get even better for us, which, by the way, we have amazing Exit website templates for each one of you. We have the My Smart Sign technology. We have the mobile business cards. But what I want to implore to you right now is just go into the Exit Resource Center or go on your Exit Realty Connect app and go look at your agent report card. And if your report card doesn't look like mine, I can show you how to make it look like mine. And this is not to brag. This is not a flex, but maybe it is slightly a flex. This is what my report card has looked like since 2013. I've been with this company since 2008. So I've been here a long time. It doesn't happen overnight. But guys, I had a really crappy year last year. Personally, I normally do about $250,000 a year in GCI. That is not to brag. I live in Chicago. I've been in Chicago a long time. It's expensive price points, and I know a lot of people. So I'm blessed. So I've been here a long time. What the flex is the residual earnings. For years and years, I have made over $100,000 a year in residual earnings on top of my GCI. So I got to tell you, owning an office sucks. It is not fun. John and Jen and their friends can tell you that. But what is magic is you as an agent can tap into what all of us should be tapping into more is these residual earnings. What has saved my rear end sometimes as an owner and as an agent and as a human has been these residual earnings. So last year, I told you I had a crappy year. What happened to me? My mom, my stepdad, and my real dad all passed away my mom and stepdad got sick for 18 months. Their health was declining. And so I had to start going over to Indiana and take care of them and deal with them. And my little brother had to step in even more than me. And it was a terrible time for us. So my production, you can see, I still made six figures, but I spend a lot of money. I'm a dum-dum. I put a lot of money back into my company. That 250 down to 169, what saved me? My residuals. I went over to my residuals to help feed what was going on over in Indiana with my family and also put money back into my company. And for you guys, if you just take a zero off that, what if you had 14 grand this year? My agents at my office, my goal for them, and I think that if you talk to your leadership, it would be the same, would be that my goal for you guys is that you're living the exit dream. What is the exit dream? The exit dream is what's on that report card on the right-hand side is more than what you put into the company. In other words, you're earning more than 100%. And you can absolutely do that. 6 of my agents right now earn more than 100%. Some of them earn a lot more than 100% in that 6. And I want it to be 12 by the end of the year. I want you guys to do the same. What can you do to change your trajectory? Number one, as an agent, I showed you with RPR what to do to get more business, to be more of the trusted advisor in your area, to be the expert, hyper local content. But then also flip the script on yourself. You've got, or you should have, a great database of consumers, rich with data about them. Go build the same of agents that you'd like to work and play with and mastermind with at that beautiful office that they have built out for you at Exit Elite. Guys, it was a pleasure to be with you. My time is up. You guys have any questions?
No, thank you.
No, Nick, I really appreciate you, buddy. I look forward to seeing you at convention in October. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
You're going to see me before then. I have one more session I owe you. And
Yes.
I will drive down. My car will drive itself down. Don't make me give you a referral code. drive down and I will see you guys for round 3. So John and Jen and you guys will figure out when I can come down next. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day. This has been recorded and I'll send you the link. Bye-bye.
Like.
Yeah, I'll get a copy.